What's up, YouTube Nation? This is your boy Blackbeard, back for another video. I feel like I got a story to tell here, and I feel like I have a purpose here in the whole YouTube world. And it's kind of to talk about some of the injustices in our judicial system. I do have a few videos on that. None of them are really popular. The only videos that I really do get any interest in are on the Daniel Holtzclaw case, which I think is fantastic. Anybody who watches these, I'm incredibly grateful for that. So I'm certainly not going to complain that the others aren't doing well. I mean, I understand this is a really interesting case, but if any of you do get a chance, please do watch some of a couple of my other videos. I have posted one not too long ago about Kimberly Long. It's a very different type of case in that she was actually proven innocent, but the system is still trying to work against her. So if you do get a minute, please take a look at that. I'll try to add a link to it. I'm not really YouTube savvy, but I'll try to add a link to it at the end of this video or in the description. But anyways, we are back talking about Daniel again today. And what I want to focus on is, I know I've gotten heated about this, and when I'm reading in the comments section, I'm reading about, everybody's like, innocent guilt, innocent guilt. He's innocent, let him go. He's guilty, let him rot, And my frustration with this goes beyond that, and please allow me to explain. We have a system of checks and balances in this country, and it's a matter that it is supposed to protect innocent people from going to prison. So there are rules that need to be followed. And what this case here taught me more than anything is that these rules are not necessarily being followed. So that's why I've never really gotten into, oh, I absolutely think he's guilty, or I absolutely think he's innocent, yet I am consumed by this case. It's such an important thing to me. And so what I wanted to do is I want to take this video and explain to you why. So I got 3 points here that I want to discuss, and these are, in my opinion, 3 problems or 3 mistakes that the state made in the Holtzclaw case, and it also goes into his appeal. Not only are they mistakes, but in my opinion, they are illegal. Any of the 3 should throw out this verdict immediately. He should be retried for any of these 3 things. However, they got away with all 3 of them, and he is still in prison, and that's what drives me crazy. So anyways, I wanted to share all 3 of these with the people who are interested in hearing it. And like I said, I do get a little bit of traffic on these Daniel Holtzclaw videos, which I really appreciate. So I believe this video will be seen. So I think these are really important for us to talk about here. The first one is, and this is during the trial itself, or right at the beginning, right when they started getting into jury selection. This case got a lot of media attention right away. And one thing you have to remember about this case is this took place maybe a year or so after the Ferguson riots. So there's a lot of race problems going on in this country. This is when Black Lives Matter started to gain a lot of attention, and all of a sudden this case pops up, and so there was a lot of protesting going on right from the beginning. Groups like Black Lives Matter were protesting the courtroom during this trial, from jury selection all the way to the end. Now, let me go ahead and clear this up. I support Black Lives Matter, their right to protest. I have no problem really with the organization themselves, most of the stuff that I've read. If you feel like there's an injustice in this country, you have every right to protest it. I fully support that. Where I draw the line is where there were reports of jurors after they were selected of being threatened, saying that we're going to come after you if you don't do the right thing in this case. Now, you may ask yourself, well, what can the state, what can the courts do about that? Well, it's simple. You lock the jury away for the trial. It happens all the time. You keep them in a hotel. They go from the hotel. They go to the court. You don't give them outside contact. It has happened before, and I'm pretty sure they probably did it in the OJ trial back in the 90s. But they knew this was coming. Okay, anybody who wasn't brain dead knew that this was coming. So you lock the jury away. You don't give them access to the outside world until the trial is over, because this was going to happen. I could have told you this was going to happen beforehand. Okay, again, not blaming Black Lives Matter on this, but every group has their bad eggs, and this was a really, really bad time for this particular type of crime to happen. So, I mean, the jury should have been locked away. Big time mistake. They let it go. They didn't lock the jury. I'm trying to, like, sequester, I think might be the word. Please don't kill me in the comments on that I don't know the exact term for that, but it does happen. The second one, and this is the one that just drove me absolutely crazy, and I've talked about this before, and I think I just got ink in my face, but anyways, this just drives me insane, that they say the smoking gun in this case was the DNA evidence, okay? The DNA evidence, which was DNA that was found on the inside flap of his pants, of his uniform. Now, we've talked about this. I'm sure many of you are aware of that. It was DNA that was on the inside flap where his zipper is. But that's not really the problem with it. The problem with it is another thing that not a lot of people necessarily know is that every criminal trial works the same way, and that the prosecution opens, which means they give their opening statement first. They open first, and they close last, which means they give their closing statements after the defense gives theirs. So in the closing statements, the prosecutors said they found vaginal DNA inside of his pants. That is it's a lie. It is a lie. It was skin DNA. Skin DNA. And it was found on the inside flap, which means that there are a lot of ways it could have gone there. But one of them is if they shook hands, he got back into his car, and he adjusted himself to put it on the inside flap. That is a plausible way that got there. It is not vaginal DNA. I don't know what the hell vaginal DNA. It was skin cells. It could have come from the vagina. Sure, that's not where I would go. You know, you're more likely to get skin cells on you from your hand than you are from your vagina. I mean, come on. Yeah. What do they say? If you hear hoof sounds, think horse, not zebra. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. But they were allowed to say that. They were allowed to say in their closing statement, they were allowed to call it vaginal DNA on the inside of his pants. It was not on the inside of his pants, and it was not vaginal DNA, and they let it happen. I believe if those words were not said in the trial, he would have been acquitted. I honestly believe that. And there is one more point here, and this one... this might be the worst one, in my opinion. Last year, it's March 2019 right now, and in July of 2018, there was a hearing. And this hearing was brought forth because there was new evidence brought forth, new forensic evidence. There was evidence that the lab that worked for the state may have made a mistake. There was... I think it was referred to as new forensic evidence or new lab evidence or adjusted lab evidence or something like that. Something going on with the forensics of the case. So what they did is they had a hearing. They didn't let the defense team sit in on the hearing. Okay. So this makes my head want to explode. Okay. Disclosure, ladies and gentlemen. Disclosure. If you don't know what it is, look it up. If you don't want to look it up, fuck it, I'll tell you. In order for a fair trial, and this is one of those checks and balances that I was talking about at the beginning of this video, if a piece of evidence is used, it needs to be made available to the other side. So any evidence that a prosecution uses has to be given to the defense. We are in an active appeal right now, so the same rules apply. They didn't let the defense team sit in on the hearing. They instead said, we will give you a written transcript of the hearing. It took them months to give him that written transcript, and when they gave him the written transcript, it wasn't complete. Any of those three things is prosecutorial misconduct. It is a breach of our judicial system's checks and balances to keep innocent people out of prison. You have to follow the fucking rules, okay, in order to legally put people in prison, okay? They fucked this up in 3 different ways. And hell, if you look into it more, they probably fucked it up more than that. But anyways, I wanted to show you these 3 things. And I hope this makes it very clear to everybody. Regardless if you think he is innocent or if he is guilty, that this is wrong. This is wrong. And we need to fight this. I don't know how to fight this. My way of fighting this is to make this video. I made another video late last year. There's the part 2 of my Holtzclaw trial. Got a couple thousand hits. That's fucking great. That's 2,000 watches. So people, and out of those 2,000, I'm hoping several people didn't know this was about this trial, and I taught them something, and it's spreading the word. And what I want is, if you watch this and this bothers you and you want to do something about it, then tell somebody else. Send them this fucking video. I don't care. I would appreciate it, you know? Have more people watch this. Let's spread the truth here, okay? I mean, it doesn't matter if he was guilty or innocent. You can't do this because if prosecutors are doing these and breaking these rules, even if he's not innocent, other innocent people are going to go to jail if they keep breaking these damn rules. These are here for a reason. So anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I really appreciate anybody who watches this. I hope you pass this along. And I hope you watch some of my other videos, you know, because this isn't the only case that I'm real passionate about. I have a couple other videos that I think that people who are interested in this might be interested in some of the other things as well. This is not the last you'll hear from me on this subject. I will follow this until it's dead, or until he's out of prison, or until he gets a retrial. I will never give up on this because it's too fucking important. He's sitting in solitary confinement as we speak. Probably hasn't had decent human contact in about 3 years. So come on. Let's make sure they got it right. Make them follow the rules. Make them try them again, following the fucking rules. That's all I ask. That's not asking too much. They should have done it in the first place. Anyways, this is Blackbeard. Thank you so much for watching. You will hear from me again soon.